Hi, welcome to Marc Evans Coaching. We do primarily individual technique and biomechanic evaluations. What we really call is like a sports performance evaluations with endurance athletes, focusing on high-level technique in swimming, cycling, and running. More or less functional techniques. Our facilities are in the Lake Tahoe area, and people from around the world fly in for 1, 2, up to 5 days of one-on-one clinics. And we also provide technique and motion clinics for groups as well around the country in the United States and the world. We really appreciate, we've now been about 4.5 years doing videos for our YouTube channel at Marc Evans Coaching. We're over 4,000 subscribers, so we're really happy about that. Please remember that the videos that I do are intended for you to watch as if I'm coaching you one-on-one. So it's really no different than if you were here, except that we're going to look at your mobility, stability, and flexibility, how your joints are moving. We're going to look at the local stabilizers, how you are moving in a functional way. And that's really the difference. But the technique tips are still valuable for everyone. If you can't make it out to see us or have me come to your area, either for group or one-on-one clinics. Today I'm going to talk about, and we do a lot of talking about swimming, and I'm going to talk a little bit what I call the center line in swimming. And essentially, swimming, cycling, and running are postures. And the goal is to get athletes to be in a functional posture that is going to provide you the most potential for generating the most efficient movements. And one of the things that we really like to focus on, whether it's swimming, cycling, and running, is your posture. It's not so much technique, but postures that you're trying to achieve. In swimming, the center line, the middle of your body, the core, the what we call the proximal side of your body, is where all the power is generated from. And if you're utilizing the deep inner core muscles to establish these postures, there's a very strong likelihood that you're going to have a lot more efficiency in your stroke. But what you need is the range of motion, the stability in and around the pelvis, the shoulders, the back, the scapula, in order to sustain these postures. But that being said, an assessment needs to be done. Whether it's through someone like myself who will do a biomechanic and sports performance assessment, or a physical therapist who will do a musculoskeletal assessment, head to toe, establishing what's strong, what's weak, what's too flexible, too tight, and how the joints are moving as well. Well, that being said, let's go into the center line on swimming. And what we're really talking about is establishing a posture in the ground, I'm standing on the ground, in the pool, as if you were standing. So with this posture line, nice tall posture, heads here, heads positions here. And what you're going to do is you're going to make your pole utilizing the center of your body and bringing this hip towards the anchoring, or what really looks like a pulling arm when I'm demonstrating. But when in the water, if you're gripping the water properly, the water actually, the hand actually and the arm actually stay in a very anchored position out front. And we want to use that position to bring our hip and to bring the center of our body towards that arm or towards that hand as you're swimming. And one of the ways to do that is to think that you're standing at a posture like you would be here. My nose is over the sternum. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that nose and chin right with the sternum. Even though I'm rotated here a little bit, I'm going to drive it here, and I'm still going to maintain that center line right through the center of my body. And you're going to feel yourself a lot more leveraged, a lot more functional in that position, as opposed to, moving your head this way or pulling or sculling too much in one direction or the next. We're looking for really center lines. Now, there is some down and in and out sweep going on, but it's not this over-exaggerated sweeping. We want to anchor your hand and place it in a high position here, the elbow in a high position, and then leverage and pull yourself right over that position, but focusing on keeping your nose and your chin and your sternum and your pelvis centered. Another way of doing that is by drawing in the abdominal muscle. That's going to strengthen that transverse abdominis and the glute medius, multifidi muscles in the back, and you're going to be nice and stable as you're pulling that position. Very important to work from the inside to the outside. And what you could do if you're like kind of a intermediate to moderate level swimmer, is you could go like 40 times 25, taking maybe 10 or 15 seconds after each 25, swimming each lap accurate and controlled and smooth, but just trying to perfect that position with each and every stroke. Advanced swimmers could do 50s or 75s, but the idea is to do them accurately, controlled, a certain amount of effortlessness, and smoothly on each one. I've been known to do 50 50s or 100 50s even, and working just on one body line at a time, and that would be the center line in this particular case. So here you go again, just in review. Keeping the nose and the chin and the sternum together, drawing in that abdominal muscle and driving forward. And as you're bringing that hip towards that other hand, if you will, or kind of rotating around its axis really, you're going to want to keep the center line as stable as you possibly can. Great technique, good stability, and you should see better body lines, a more streamlined position, not as much lateral motion in and about the hips or the arms as well. And so give this one a try. Try 10 25s, 20 25s, 30 25s, 15 50s, 30 50s, repeating, motor learning, neuromuscular training, developing that capacity to learn the motions in an accurate and controlled way. And high intensity training is not what these technique sessions are about. It's about learning how to make the right movements, and then as you develop them, then you can apply more force. And in technique, in swimming, technique is king. It's not strength. And exercises and techniques that develop more strength than you need, if your technique is poor, then you're really kind of missing really the more important element of swimming. So Centerline, hope that this technique helps you become and make each move better than the last. I'm Coach Mark Evans, and please come over to our Facebook page, Mark Evans Coaching. We're over a few thousand subscribers there, and we're doing technique tips several times a week for swimming, cycling, and running. All about technique and making all your movements better. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you very soon. Take